If you treated your best friend the way you treat yourself, you probably wouldn't have any friends left. Think about it. We spend our entire lives being our own harshest critics, our own most relentless taskmasters. Most of you wake up and immediately start a mental list of where you're failing. You aren't earning enough. You aren't patient enough with the kids. You aren't fitting in to the life you thought you'd have by now. You are running a marathon on a broken ankle, and you're wondering why it hurts. The world tells you that loving yourself is about bubble baths, or expensive vacations, or positive affirmations in the mirror. But that's not love. That's just a temporary distraction from the exhaustion. Real love, the kind that actually saves your life, is about building a system of peace. It's about realizing that you are a human being, not a human doing. You have spent so much time taking care of the world that you've forgotten who is taking care of you. I'm Julian, and today I don't want to give you a lecture. I want to give you a way back home. We are going to explore 6 practices to stop the internal war and start building a life that actually feels like yours again. It's time to stop surviving and start belonging to yourself. The first step to loving yourself isn't a celebration. It's a ceasefire. Most of us live in a state of permanent internal war. We have a courtroom in our heads where we are the judge, the jury, and the executioner, all at once. We look at the person in the mirror and we don't see a human being. We see a list of defects. Not thin enough, not successful enough, not happy enough. We've been raised in a world that thrives on comparison. We think that unless we are mountain peaks, we are failures. But listen to me. Even if you are just earning a modest living, even if you aren't the most elegant person in the room or the most talented, that is okay. Stop the trial. You have spent years condemning yourself for things you couldn't control and for mistakes that have already passed. It's time to sign the great truce. It means looking at your past self, the one who was clumsy, the one who was broken, the one who was scared, and saying, "You did the best you could with the light you had." You don't need the world's permission to exist. You don't need to be special to be worthy of your own kindness. Put down the weapons. The war with yourself ends today. We live in a world that is terrified of silence. We fill every gap with noise, every empty second with a screen, because we are afraid of what we might hear if the world finally went quiet. But there is a massive difference between loneliness and solitude. Loneliness is a hunger, a desperate need for someone else to fill the void inside you. But solitude? Solitude is a homecoming. It is the secret garden where you go to recover your strength. I have a friend who disappears every few months. He stays home, turns off his phone, and just exists. People think he's being antisocial, but he's actually doing the most social thing possible. He is reconnecting with the one person he has to live with for the rest of his life: himself. In the middle of this frantic world, you need a space that belongs only to you. It doesn't have to be a cabin in the woods. It can be a corner of your favorite cafe, a quiet park bench, or just your bedroom with the door locked. It's a place where you can temporarily drop the heavy masks you wear for the world, where you don't have to be a boss, a parent, or a success. When you learn to enjoy your own company, you stop being a beggar for attention and start being the master of your own peace. Go find your silence. Your energy is waiting for you there. There is a hidden thief living in your home. It doesn't take your money, it takes your peace. We often think that the more we possess, the more secure we are. But the truth is, every object you own owns a tiny piece of you. Those piles of old magazines, the clothes you haven't worn in years, the just-in-case clutter in your drawers. They aren't just physical items. They are anchors to a past you've already outgrown. I want you to think of your living space as a reflection of your mind. When your room is overflowing with things you no longer love, your thoughts become heavy. Your energy gets trapped in the dust. Giving your life a subtraction isn't about being perfect. It's about making room to breathe. When you let go of an old item, you aren't just throwing things away. You are making a space for something new to arrive. You are telling the universe and yourself that you trust the future. Start small. Clear one shelf. Clean one corner. As you remove the physical clutter, you'll feel a strange, quiet weight lifting from your shoulders. You are performing a spiritual deep clean. A clean home isn't about showing off to guests. It's about creating a sanctuary where your soul can finally sit down and rest. Lighten the load. You have a long, beautiful journey ahead of you. We are like mirrors. We reflect the energy of the people we spend the most time with. Have you ever noticed how some people leave you feeling exhausted, even if you only sat with them for 20 minutes? They don't mean to be thieves, but they carry a shadow that slowly dims your own light. Choosing who you allow into your inner circle isn't being selfish. It is an act of survival. Think about the people in your life who feel like sunlight. The ones who make you laugh without trying. The ones who listen without judging. The ones who make the world feel just a little bit safer. These are the high-energy souls. They aren't perfect, but they are aligned. When you are around them, your own energy begins to rise. You feel more creative, more hopeful, more yourself. Your life is too short to spend it trying to keep people warm who are only interested in watching you burn. It's okay to step away from the cold. It's okay to choose the light. Surround yourself with people who celebrate your existence, not just tolerate it. You don't owe your energy to anyone who refuses to respect it. Find your tribe. Find the people who help you bloom. We often think of self-improvement as a chore, another task on an endless to-do list. We think we have to learn more, work more, and be more just to keep up with the world. But what if you looked at growth as a gift you are giving to your future self? What if you weren't trying to fix who you are, but were simply giving yourself more options? When you pick up a new skill, when you read a book that shifts your perspective, when you learn how to manage your emotions or your finances, you aren't doing it to prove anything to the world. You are doing it so that the future you doesn't have to struggle as much. You are building a ladder so that the person you become in 5 years can reach a higher fruit. Growth is the ultimate form of self-respect. It is saying to yourself, I believe you are worth the investment. It's about having the quiet confidence to know that no matter what life throws at you, you have the tools to handle it. You aren't just surviving the storm anymore. You are learning how to sail the ship. Don't rush. You don't need a miracle transformation by tomorrow. Just one page, one lesson, one small step at a time. Every bit of wisdom you gain is a brick in the fortress of your own peace. Keep growing, because the person you are becoming is going to thank you. We spend so much of our lives chasing the sun. We look for warmth in other people's approval. We look for light in our achievements. We look for a home in things we can buy. But the most beautiful truth I can tell you is this: you don't need to chase the light. because you are already the source. When you start practicing everything we've talked about, the truce, the silence, the growth, something strange happens. Your internal frequency begins to shift. You become like a lighthouse. You stop being a beggar for love, and you start being a reservoir of it. And when you are full, when your own cup is overflowing, you don't just survive, you radiate. You become someone that the world naturally gravitates toward, not because you're perfect, but because you are whole. You'll find that the broken people and the toxic situations simply stop sticking to you. They can't survive in your light. You'll find that you move faster, act bolder, and sleep deeper, because you finally realize that the person you were waiting for to save you was you all along. My name is Julian, and I hope that today you heard something your soul has been trying to tell you for a long time. Go back to that sacred silence, sign that truce, and remember, you are not a project to be finished. You are a life to be lived. Now, go out there and be the light you've been looking for. You've got this. I'll see you at home.